continue. But I just want to make a little bit update, as that may be the only update I will give or the speech I will make today. What we do in the government is in the open. We are not hiding anything. We are not underground or doing it secretly that, we don't want to talk so that the enemies will not copy what we are doing. We are in the open. And for the past few days, what we decided to do was to show to the enemy little of our capability. A lot of people never believed that the kind of sophisticated weapon we have today will be in Biafra land. And let me tell you, this is the beginning. The reason why you see them crying for the very first time in the history of Nigeria at the National Assembly. The reason why you see them sharing flyers of Simon Ekpa. The reason you see those terrorists who have killed us unchallenged for many years crying today for the very first time is because of most of those things you see on social media. We just decided to show to those who are not aware of what is happening, because it is not being reported anywhere. You can never hear in the Nigerian news that 30 armored tanks were destroyed. You can't hear it. When we say it, a lot of people think it's a joke. You can't hear that helicopter and fighter jet is bombarding Biafra territory. You can't hear it in the news. When we announce it, a lot of people think, it is we are joking. So we decided that we will showcase some of the things that you have supported the government to be able to do in the defense, only defense. There are many things happening diplomatically. There are many things happening in many sectors of the government. There are many things going on internationally that we are yet to make public. We've engaged lobbyists. We've engaged international consultancy firms. We've engaged many things and many organizations that many people don't know about. It is part of this particular liberation phase. What we are trying to do is to make sure we put Biafra in the global stage of discussion. As soon as we continue the second stage of the self-referendum voting, a lot of things will be made public, and by then, things will begin to take shape. But the promise we are making to the Biafra people is that no terrorist will enter Biafra land and attack and go back to tell the story to those who send him. Nobody. Not those in uniform, not those in ragtag, not the non-state actors, not the state actors. We will engage them. It may not be immediately, but whoever that come to Biafra land to attack, believe me, his days is numbered. It is self-defense, the most aggressive one that the Biafra government have activated. Nigeria have killed us for ages. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was broadcasting on Radio Biafra for many years, but because of criminals that surrounded him, they used the opportunity of Biafra, and when he called upon the people that want to fight for Biafra, many criminals embraced that call. After 8 years, he was crying for just 100 men. Nobody is talking about it anymore. There are millions of Biafrans following him, shouting, our leader, shouting Biafra, Biafra, and he was shouting 100 men. Today, you have seen the reason why he was shouting 100 men. Because almost all of them turned their back on Biafra. Almost all of them today are supporting Nigeria. Almost all of them today turn back to support those who killed them in Aba. The same people that were shouting, give us gun, we need bullet, we need gun, we need gun, today are shouting and supporting those who murdered them in Enugu. That was the reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was shouting for 100 men, because he couldn't see anybody. he saw that all of them are fake. When he make decision to stop election, these same people that call themselves DOS or IPOB today, which is IPOB Nigeria, there will be the same people go back to him to persuade him. After they have collected money from the governors, they will go back to him. You want to cancel election? You want to cancel election? You want to boycott election? You want them to tag us terrorists? If you boycott election, they will call you terrorists. I want to know how can stopping election as a freedom fighting movement will make you become a terrorist? Is there any relationship between stopping election as a freedom fighting movement and terrorism? How does that amount to terrorism? When you just going to tell people to stay at home, how does that amount to terrorism? We did it. Did we take our word back? The answer is no. Did we stop the election? Yes, we did. Over 25 million people who registered for election, only 20-something, only 4 million people voted. 20-something million boycotted the election. Are we a terrorist? The answer is no. Are we the one who killed people in Lagos for election? Not us. It was the Nigeria state, the terrorist state of Nigeria, that committed act of terrorism during the election. And that is what we try to prevent our people from becoming a victim. And many who did not listen to us fall victim of this election, the past election. Those who were killed, did anybody remember them? The answer is no. Those who were butchered in Lagos, did anybody remember them? The answer is no. Did anybody compensate their family? No, the answer is no. Did anybody, those who lost their businesses in Lagos, that their businesses were burned to ashes, did anybody compensate them? The answer, till today, the answer is no. Now I ask you, who are the terrorists? But these people deceived Onyendu for many years. If not because of the glory of God, or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra would have lost trust in him. Because there is nothing in this world like when a man says something and doesn't stand on by it. There has been a lot of, many times they declared boycott election. At the dying minute, they will call it, because he was under pressure by the same people who was fighting Biafra with him. He never knew then that these people were all fake until the last minute when he said, I need 100 men. I cannot see any men here. He asked, which people am I going to go to war with? People don't understand. Those genuine people today may not understand what was going on. He was shouting for 100 men. Where there are millions of people, IPOB scattered all over the world, this man was shouting for 100 men. He couldn't find any 100 men among them. Today, I promised him that when he is coming out, he will have millions of Biafrans who are genuine. And he is coming out with the Biafra flag. Believe me, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released in a very historic manner. And what they want us to do is to stop Biafra struggle and begin to fight for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in place of the Biafra struggle. Because we understand this very well. About thousands of Biafrans who are now being detained, and many of them are dying on a daily basis. This has happened for many years. I want you to understand what Nigeria is. For those who were supporting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, only to turn back because he was kidnapped from Kenya. Abiola was killed by Nigeria because of the interest of other Nigerians. He was killed. Today, he is in the history. This idiot from Yoruba land, under Yoruba, who called himself the son of Fela, his father was killed. Today, he is part of the history of Nigeria. His grandmother was killed. They are now part of the history of Nigeria. The worst is that the prominent men in Yoruba land many of them have been murdered by Nigeria state. But whenever they have once
All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back update and information as the hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first. We'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper. As the hot. As e dey be, make I bring you the matters wey be say e dey concern the obodo of the indigenous people of Biafra, the homeland, the land wey Chineke tere mmanụ, where every living being dey follow dey get wetin dem dey want. As e dey be, you no get as e be or where e never be before. Meanwhile, let's go down to the full detail of the information. As the information wey be say e dey drop for my table, they tell me say na another woto. 9 the men of the NIG army don collect from the Biafra Liberation Army wey be say they dey there. I say wetin dey happen? They say na the NIG army o. I say wetin dey happen to the NIG army? They say they no know say soldier dey cry, soldier dey bend man. I say wetin happen to soldier? They say na mamara no ihe mere ede o ji ben wen. As e dey be, I come dey carry mouth dey nyoko puss, dey carry eye dey nyoko puss, dey chook nose for that matter to see wetin dey happen for that particular area. E come be say na the men of the Biafra Liberation Army na im dem carry woto enter for them barracks of the men of the NIG army. They say they know they find trouble. They say now the cows of the Fulanis will be say they dey for the inside the bush. Now in the cataloof. Say now the soldier boys there. Now then they look for their trouble because as they be, say make the soldier boys make they come up for road. Though. Say person no go dey for him father house. Come break in testicle. He check here now to see what's the mother gun or Ben or Piampolam or what go. Now waiting the Biafra Liberation Army they try to relate to the NIG them boys soldiers say where they dey na their own land now where they call motherland. Say they themselves they don't go run away from their own fatherland say because say soldier na they give them trouble. They say that na onye nwani jiofo onye nwuno jiofo. Ndị be anyị si ọ bịalụbe m abịagbuna m ọ nabakwanụ ka mkpụmkpụ ya lekwu ya n'azụ ya bụ okwu wee bụrụ okwu bulu inu. Now waiting the BLA they say NIG soldier will come to their house ha bịa gbukwana ha ha nabaka mkpụkpụ ya lekwa ha n'azụ maka na ana m onye nwe ana mmadụ nwe bụ nke mmadụ ọ nkwara ike olie ndị mmadụ mana ana n'onwe ya ma onye nwe maka na Chukwu bi n'eluigwe onye kere ụwa nwe ikpe. We talk say make you no go the oppressed widow. Say even though widow no get husband, in say na him go become the husband of the widow. And so Chukwuka Abiyama don become the husband of the Biafrans, even for all the operation after the 1967-1970 civil war. We be say Ndi Igbo we are refunded £20 each without regarding how much you have in your account before that time. If you check it from now, you go know that God Almighty Chukwuka Abiyama has become the husband of Ndi Igbo by providing for them efficiently, even all the pauper masses will be say, all the rich men will be say they lost their wealth during that particular time civil war. And now some of them have become very rich again. And Ndi Igbo all over the world is well known. Check it just within a few years of this particular time. Ndi Igbo has risen to power and they are doing well in business and even in the government. As e dey be, you go know say no Chineke bi n'eluigwe bụ di nwaanyị ajadu. Make I carry you go for another information. As e dey be, Fela Kuti's son wey they call Seun Kuti don bring another thing for the table. The boy don bring another thing for the table. As e dey be, they say Kanu, Igboho, Ekpa are paid by foreign countries to cause problem in Nigeria. And I waiting Seun Kuti dey talk. May I carry you go for the full detail of that matter as they say Kuti alleged that foreign organizations paid some Nigerians to cause problems in the country so that the federal government would continue to buy weapons. Oh, say Taylor. And Kuti na they talk this one. Oh. According to him, Kuti said this in a social media video wherein he was responding to Ekpa's designation of his father and grandmother, Fela Anikulapo Kuti and Funmilayo Ramson Kuti. She has been locked in a back and forth on social media with Ekpa, a Finland-based Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government. The secessionist had proclaimed himself as a disciple of Kanu, and at the social media, and then they carry this one. Just to pay attention to the story. The letter is currently in detention following offenses in Nawa, no biamo. They say that Ekpa has continued to stoke tension in the southeast part of the country with his incendiary remark on social media from his base in Finland. The Nigerian Defense Headquarters recently declared him and 96 others wanted for crimes of security breaches in the country, including terrorism and insurgency. During their exchange, the musician had dared Ekpa to relocate to Nigeria to continue his agitation, viewing his stay outside the country as a cowardly act. Responding, Simon Ekpa told Kuti that the Nigerian government allegedly orchestrated his father and grandmother's death because they decided to stay back and fight for their people. According to him, he said Tinubu ran away from Nigeria and ran to exile while his father Fela was killed by injection. So when I say that your father died in prison, he actually died in prison. They injected him and he came out a walking corpse. Your grandmother was also killed like a chicken. They threw her all the way from a two-story building, 80-year-old woman. That was what Nigeria did to your family, Ekpa said. In his rebuttal, the musician first addressed Ekpa's remark about his late father and grandmother. Simon, till you die, your generation yet unborn and your Oga Nnamdi Kanu, you will never produce anything as great as the finger of my father. Come open your mouth, say Fela died like chicken. My grandmother Funmilayo died like chicken. How do you think you are going to die? You will die like white man Chihuahua. And I did rather die as an African chicken than as a white man Chihuahua, he said. Kuti added that the agitator and others of his like are imperialist stooges who are paid to cause problems in Nigeria so that the federal government can continue to buy weapons from European countries. Well, don't see how see they happen. This one that is going on between Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, and the grandson of Funmilayo Kuti, who is the son of Fela Kuti. His name is Shane Kuti. Nain and Mazi Simon Ekpa, they drag themselves for social media. As the be, Otazi has decried the killings in Enugu community. The lawmaker that represented Enugu North Senatorial District in the 8th Senate, Chukwuka Otazi, has called on President Bola Tinubu and Governor Peter Mbah to urgently halt the ongoing bloodbath in Uzuwan, local government of Enugu State. He said the needless killings in the agrarian community of Uzuwani, as seen in the slaughter of 4 people in Nimbo last Sunday, had turned the area into a killing field and engendered panic among the residents. Responding to the tragic killing of 4 people in Nimbo by suspected herdsmen on Sunday, Senator Otazi, in a statement yesterday, disclosed that the building of a mobile squadron base at Mpologu, which would have served as a swift response unit in the face of such security threat, was politically thwarted by the past administration of Enugu State, thereby exposing the vast area of Uzuwani to kidnappers and violent herdsmen. The lawmaker expressed sadness that since the 2016 massacre at Nimbo, no week has passed without reports of killing and mourning and maiming of natives by the rampaging herdsmen. Otazi, who was the minority whip in the 19th Assembly, recounted that in the wake of the 2016 massacre in Nimbo, he brought the matter to the Senate plenaries, which prompted former President Muhammadu Buhari to dispatch IGP Solomon Arias to the scene. He noted that the IGP approved the commencement and building of the mobile squad base at Mpologu and handed the letter personally to him to deliver to the governor. Once on receipt of the letter, he convened a meeting to change the location to his preferred site, and in the process robbed Uzuwan local government a project that would have put paid to the constant killings of our people, he said. The senator noted the prosecution of the 5 suspects apprehended in connection with Nimbo killings suffers setback due to lack of funds by the Enugu state government for diligent prosecution of the matter in court. He further recounted that the former governor set up a panel of inquiry to unravel the immediate and remote causes of the 2016 Nimbo killings, but there were no follow-ups on the matter, and his personal attempt to bring the issue to the governor's attention met a vicious attack from political sycophants and hired online mob. He argued that if the suspects arrested in 2016 killing were properly prosecuted, last Sunday's attack could have been averted. Mutazi explained that Uzuwani has the largest landmass east of Niger, with numerous water bodies and fertile land, which are the major attraction to herdsmen. That the eastern region government cited Adari Farm settlement at Adani by Dr. M.I. Opara, then governor, was not by accident or lobby. It was because Adani and environs had a comparative advantage over all other parts of the eastern region for agriculture, he added. In spite of the huge agricultural potential of the area, the lawmaker noted with dissatisfaction that this year ranked as the worst farming season in the history of Uzuwani. He said natives, farming settlements, and migrant farmers have since abandoned their farms for fear of death in the hands of gun-wielding herdsmen. Adani, the seat of farming in Enugu State, is now a shadow of its former self, Opanda Nibo, a composition town thickly populated by migrant farmers from all parts of Enugu State and beyond, is now totally deserted because of kidnappers and violent herdsmen, he stated. Senator Otazi advised Governor Mba not to follow the unacceptable path of his predecessor in office in finding a lasting solution to the constant killing of natives on a regular basis. He also called on Mba to facilitate the handing over of Mpologu Divisional Police Station to police in order to make the place functional. He explained he built the station as well as residential quarters and provided a functional bowl and a Hilux van as his contribution to fighting insecurity in Uzuwani. Otasi equally advised Governor Mba to revisit the report of the panel of inquiry on the 2016 Nimbo killings, possibly publish a white paper on it. He urged the governor to direct the state attorney general and commissioner for justice to track the matter of the 5 suspects arrested in connection with the 2016 Nimbo massacre and ensure diligent prosecution until justice is duly served. My people now don't see as it happen for that matter where we say a concern Nimbo community. To be honest with you, I will tell you that Nigerian politicians are playing politics with the life of the people that they are supposed to be protecting. When we there for school, papa, mama, when we there for house, papa, mama, na teacher. When we go for school, teacher na teacher. For university, lecturer na teacher. For real life now the real teacher we're going to teach you waiting they happen for this real life. You know get as it be when you never be before. My wonderful people as they be. If you they talk the things where we say the politicians they do their citizens for this country, if we carry them out the chuka, my brother, you know go end today. But as they be. Ole vodka, ole prose, ole sando, ole patro. Make I wind down the curtain here as it be. Thank you for listening. God bless you.